I'm showing you how easily you can make gorgeous cream cheese filled strawberry muffins that look like they came right out of a bakery. And the best part is they're made healthier and gluten-free with almond and cassava flour and are naturally sweetened with strawberries, applesauce, and cane sugar. They have a yummy cream cheese filling and simple almond crumble on top for incredible flavor and texture. Hello there, my name is Nicole Bonilla and I am so glad you're here. If you love healthier recipes that are made with all natural ingredients, then you are in the right place. So to make these muffins, we're going to start by chopping up our strawberries. And you'll want to end up with 1 cup of diced strawberries. And then you'll want to chop up about 4 or 5 more strawberries so that we can sprinkle them on top of the muffins. And then we can go ahead and set these aside. To make the really simple muffin batter, we're going to start by combining our wet ingredients in a large size mixing bowl. We'll begin with 2 eggs, 1/3 cup of cane sugar, 1/4 cup of avocado oil. You could also use light olive oil. 1/4 cup of unsweetened natural applesauce. And one of my favorite ways to add delicious moisture, texture, and extra protein to my baked goods is to add cottage cheese. Now, a really simple hack is to take your cottage cheese container, dump all the ingredients into a food processor or a blender, and then blend it until smooth. And this is going to remove all of that curdled cottage cheese texture. And then just put it back into your container, and then this can go back into your fridge. And then it's all ready to go. So I'm going to add 1/4 cup of our blended cottage cheese, but you could also use sour cream or even ricotta cheese. And then we'll add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And then we'll just whisk these together until they're well combined. Next, we're going to add our dry ingredients. And I love combining almond flour with cassava flour because almond flour has incredible flavor as well as moisture, and it also brings in some healthy fats. And I love cassava flour because it helps the muffins bake light and fluffy and add some elasticity to them. So we'll start with 1 cup of almond flour and 1 cup of cassava flour. And then I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, and 2 tablespoons of milk. And then we'll just whisk these together until well combined. Now this batter will be a little bit on the thicker side, which is okay because we'll be adding strawberries to it, which have a ton of moisture in them. So now we can add 1 cup of our chopped strawberries, and then I'll just mix these together with a spatula. And then we'll set this aside while we make the cream cheese filling. In a medium-sized mixing bowl, we're going to start with 6 ounces of room temperature cream cheese. Then we'll add 1 egg yolk, 3 tablespoons of cane sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. And then I'm just going to use the whisk attachment on my immersion blender to mix this together. And we'll turn the speed to low. Well, that looks great. And now we can set this aside. To make the crumble that's going to go on top of our muffins, we're going to start with a small mixing bowl. Then we'll add 2 tablespoons of soft butter, 2 tablespoons of cane sugar, and 1/4 cup of almond flour, and 1/4 cup of cassava flour, and 2 pinches of salt. And then we'll take our fork and just kind of mash this together till we get a nice dry crumble. And now we have this nice light and fluffy crumble mixture. Well, now we have our muffin batter and our cream cheese filling and our crumble topping and our diced strawberries. And then I'm also going to add in some toasted sliced almonds. And these are going to add a little more crunch and texture on top of the muffins. So I'm going to use my medium-sized cookie scoop and just get 1 scoop of my muffin batter and drop it down into the bottom of my muffin cup. And then I'll just gently press that down. And then I'll add a spoonful of the cream cheese mixture. I want to gently press that out so it reaches the sides of the cup. And then I'll come back in with a 2nd scoop of muffin batter. And I want to gently spread this out on top of the muffin. And then I'll scoop up some of our crumble. And then I'll just gently spread this out on top of the muffin. And you can have it large and clumpy or a little more loose and gravelly, depending on your preference. But you will want to keep it towards the center of your muffin. And then I'll take a small handful of my strawberries. And then I'm just going to press them in on top of my muffin, which is going to bring in even more of that beautiful red strawberry color. And will taste amazing. And then we'll just repeat this for the remaining muffin cups. Now that we have all the muffin cups filled, we can go in with our sliced almonds. And then I'm just going to push a few of them in on top of each of the muffins. And this is going to add some beautiful color and texture and crunch and flavor. Now this is optional, but I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of coarse sea salt on top of each of the muffins. And this will help balance out the tartness of the strawberries and really bring out the flavor in the crumble. Now these did take a little extra time to assemble, but it was worth it because these are gorgeous and they're ready to go into a 350-degree oven for about 25 to 28 minutes. And you will want to poke a toothpick into the center of them to make sure that they're cooked and that the top and sides are starting to turn a really light golden brown. Well, here are baked muffins, and I took the pan out of the oven and then allowed it to cool on my counter for about 5 minutes. And then I took the muffins out of the pan and onto this cooling rack to cool completely. They are so beautiful. They have the beautiful strawberries on top, and then if you look on the side, you can see the band of the cream cheese inside, and I am dying to try one. That is incredible. As soon as you bite in, you get the delicious texture of that spongy muffin, and then you get that really smooth cream cheese layer, and then you get that crumble on top that's a little bit sweet and a little bit salty. And then you get those fresh strawberries that totally release their juicy flavor. And that little bit of crunch coming in from the almonds and the sea salt on top are so good. And I love that I'm eating something with clean, natural ingredients, which means I'm gonna feel just as good even after I eat them. And I love that I can share my creatively healthy recipes so that you can enjoy them too. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me today in my kitchen. And I included a link to the full recipe and video in the video description below, which takes you to my website, gentletummy.com. And I also invite you to like and subscribe to my channel. And if you know someone else who you think would love this gorgeous recipe, please share this video with them. And I cannot wait to have you hang out with me again in my kitchen.